Tapos na ang eleksyon at alam na natin kung sino yung mga nanalo at sino yung mga natalo. Sa video na to, ang pag-uusapan naman natin ay kung maayos ba yung trabaho ng COMELEC, kung pumasa ba sila o kaya kung pumalpak sila. Dahil binasa ko tong article ng Inquirer at lumalabas dito na maraming mga complaints with regards to election violations. Out of 6,000 election violations reported, about 1,600 were cases that were verified. Ito yung interesting. Sa 1,600 na cases verified, 50% of them were automated counting machine related issues. Ibig sabihin nun that there were just under 800 reports with regards to the automated counting machines. At yun ang pag-uusapan natin ngayon dahil binanggit na nga natin yan in previous videos na ang nakakatakot sa ginagawa ng COMELEC because of the lack of transparency, there could be issues that would arise because of these counting machines na ngayon palang ginagamit ng COMELEC. So, unang-una, babanggitin ko lang that dapat talaga kasi na-audit at na-certify yung mga counting machines na to. Ito yung naging issue. At na-criticize ang COMELEC ng ating mga election watchdogs because of this. Yung sinertify at in-audit yung kanilang build o yung source code ng automated counting machines or yung automated election systems, yung pinakitang build was a 3.4 version. Tapos, yung ginamit ng COMELEC is version 3.5. And the problem is, if you talk to any developer, that's wrong. Kung 3.4, iba ang 3.4 sa 3.5. Ang sinertify at inaudit ng Technical Evaluation Committee ay yung build 3.4, yung version 3.4, hindi yung version 3.5. Ngayon, ang excuse na sinabi ng COMELEC ay pareho lang daw yon, hindi lang daw nila na-label ng maayos. Ang excuse na ginagamit ng COMELEC ay sinasabi nila na yung in-audit daw ay version 3.5 din naman daw. Ang nangyari lang is it was called version 3.4 while it was being audited, and after the audit, they just changed the number to 3.5. That doesn't make sense. Kasi nga kahit na sinong developer sasabihin sa'yo kung ano yung in-audit, yun yung version na dapat gagamitin. So that was just weird. And this lack of transparency is why there were so many questions on the integrity of the elections at kung may dayaan ba o wala. Pero at this point, wala na tayong magagawa dahil tapos na yung election. But there are a couple of things that still can be done moving forward. Ngayon, pag-usapan naman natin yung isa pang issue. Yung isa pang issue ay yung overvoting. Ang nangyayari dito ay bumoto ka ng 12 senators, pero ang lumalabas ay nag-overvote ka o lumampas ka ng 12. Paano nangyayari yon? It's because of the smudging of the paper. There are several reasons bakit nasa smudge yung paper. Either na-smudge mo using the pen on the front o kaya from the back. O kaya baka na-smudge mo with your fingers. Ang nangyari nga sa akin after I put my thumbprint dun sa registration ng elections, 'di ba? Madumi pa yung kamay ko pag hawak ko sa papel, nadumihan ko yung balot na to. Ngayon, pwede nangyari na dahil nadumihan yung balot, nabilang yan as another vote, which results in overvoting. Kaya dapat talaga yung mga ganun, iniiwasan nila by creating the proper procedure para hindi ma-smudge yung mga paper. Sunod pa doon, merong mga mismatch votes. Ang ibig sabihin nun, yung sinulat mo at binoto mo sa balota ay iba dun sa voter verifiable paper audit trail. Yun yung printout na nilalabas ng COMELEC para makita mo kung pareho ba yung binoto mo dun sa resibo. So, ang nangyari dito ay may mga nagre-report na iba daw yung lumabas sa resibo kumpara dun sa kanilang binoto. Ang explanation naman nagbinigay ni COMELEC Chair Garcia dito ay baka nakalimutan lang daw nila kung sino yung binoto nila. Kaya daw nalilito lang daw sila. So, yan yung dalawa pang issue natin, yung overvoting at yung mismatch voting. Ngayon, paano natin aayusin itong mga issues na to? Simple. Do a manual count. The problem is doing a manual count for the entire nation is very difficult. So I'm happy to tell you guys na at least naman yung COMELEC, lumalabas, gumagawa sila ng manual random counting. So in other words, pumipili sila ng mga iba't ibang presinto, tapos gagawa sila ng manual counting nung ballots versus the actual voter verifiable paper audit trail. Yung resibo na nakukuha nyo. Kung nag-match yung dalawang yun, then walang problema. And because it's random, hindi nila kayang paghandaan yung mga bibilangin ng mga balota. Ngayon, yung isa pang issue na nakita ko dito at nagtaka nga ako kung how they were gonna deal with this was paano kung nasira yung mga machines. Lumalabas nga dito, meron ngang nasira and it was expected. There were 311 automated counting machines that needed to be replaced at thank God na-replace naman sila. So medyo nag-cause ng delay pero it wasn't that bad. So in essence, this was marginal and acceptable in terms of number of replaced machines. Ngayon, ang tanong natin dito, was there a failure of elections? Pumalpak ba ang ating COMELEC sa paggagawa ng kanilang trabaho? Okay, so unang-una when it comes to the replacement of voter machines at yung mga nasirang voter machines, marginal lang nga yun. So in that case, pumasa sila. Dahil mas maliit naman siya kumpara sa dati at kumpara sa total number of automated counting machines, maliit lang yung 300 plus na nasirang counting machines. Sunod naman sa issue ng overvoting at mismatch voting. Kung gumawa lang sila ng manual recount, and for me, a random manual recount is already acceptable, then papasa na rin sila doon. Ang hindi lang sila pumasa ay with regards to the audit and certification of the version na ginamit ng ating automated election systems. Na in-audit at verify nila is the 3.4 version, pero ang ginamit sa ating election is the 3.5 version. Na hindi natin alam ngayon kung may binago ba sa code o kaya may malicious code na nakasingit na doon na hindi natin alam. Pero ito na siguro yung aking final recap dito. Pag tinignan mo overall, kung talagang gustong dayain tong election na to, then hindi ba dapat mananalo yung karamihan ng administration candidates? Which did not happen. Especially sa overseas voting kasi di ba nga may nag-complain na OFW na binoto daw niya ang isang tao, iba daw yung lumalabas sa pangalan doon sa screen ng kanilang voting machine. Pero pag tinignan mo nga, overall, nanalo ang kampo ni Duterte sa overseas voters by a landslide. At dahil doon, tingin ko talaga walang dayaan naman nangyari on a systematic or widespread level. Siguro may mga isolated cases if ever, and it looks like it could just be errors or kaya isolated incidents versus systematic cheating. So I was initially going to give the COMELEC a passing grade, pero I changed my mind. I actually would give them a failing grade for one very important reason. Kasi yung inaudit nila is version 3.4. Ang ginamit nila is version 3.5 sa automated election system. This is a massive red flag. Dahil dito nakikita natin na walang transparency yung COMELEC at parang gumagawa na lang sila ng palusot regarding which version is audited versus which version is actually used. So that's one. Second, yung maraming mga isolated issues should have been a lot less. Dahil pag nagkakaroon ng mga overcounting o kaya mga mismatches in voter ballot versus voter receipts, it really casts a doubt on the results of the elections. Kaya kailangan nila gawin yung manual count, whether total manual count or partial or random manual count, basta they have to do it. They really need to do this para maibalik yung confidence ng ating taong bayan sa ating COMELEC at magkaroon ng integrity yung mga resulta ng nakaraang eleksyon. Kayo, tingin nyo, agree ba kayo o disagree? Tingin nyo ba may mga kalokohan ginawa sa COMELEC at sa ating eleksyon? At may tiwala ba kayo sa kanila o wala? At would you give them a passing grade or a failing grade? Sulat nyo lahat yan dito sa comment section sa ibaba. At pag nagustuhan mo yung mga ganitong klaseng content, please make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel at i-click mo na rin yung notification bell na yan para ma-notify ka of my latest videos. Salamat sa inyo lahat. Ito si Christian. Magkita tayo muli.